Hey, listen, if you've got to go.
Shut up, Nick. The
make sure
mics
you
are
bring
on.
the Sports Hub app with you so you can hear more of Tudger and Hardy
That's what I want on my tombstone.
on the Sports Hub.
I'll tell you.
All right, here we go.
Nicholas really pushing
What
things
is going on?
He's an idiot. The red light means the mics are on, stupid. Get out of here, you dumbass. I'm sorry you two had to see that. Extraordinarily unprofessional. All right, AJ Dybantsa is he's been around. He's never come in before. He's with Leroy all the time. His father Ace is here as well. How the hell am I supposed to know you're here? I just see you guys walking around. I don't know what's going on. All right. So anyway, AJ Dybantsa is some saying one of the great recruits of the generation. He's from Brockton. And we've been following this for a long time. All of us have kids in youth sports, so this is what every father has been torturing their kids with, and then this is paid off for you. I want to hear from both of you. Thank you for joining us. First of all right. So when you first, so I'll start with you, Ace. So AJ's playing basketball, and he's a little kid. And you start realizing he's going to be a big kid and he's going to be tall, and then you realize he's got some skill. At what point do you go, all right, this is going to be more than just him screwing around playing youth basketball at like the local level? Like when has that decision been made?
Well, first, he didn't want to play basketball.
Okay.
He was like 4 or 5. I'm like, you got to do something. So he refused. Just wanted to play with the sisters. So what saved me was he was in love with Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah, everything Spider-Man. Shoes, socks, hat, jacket,
Right.
I mean, name it. So I went to Kmart one afternoon rather, and I came across a Spider-Man basketboard. It was covered with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I bought it, took it home. I was like, AJ, all he saw was Spider-Man.
Right.
So I took him to his room, put it together. I'm like, you can shoot from your bed. The rest is history.
All right, so AJ, your father tricked you into this. He tricked you into this life. So you're playing. AJ, at what point do you realize, like, all right, was there ever a time you sucked and like you were just like learning the game, or did you realize, like, kind of like right away? At what age were you where you're like, wow, I'm better than these kids?
I was like 14, like 13, 14.
Okay, so 13, 14, because sometimes. You know this, like in AAU and everything, that can start at like 8 years old.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't until you were 14. Was it growing, or was it your coordination, or what got together where you were like, all right, I can actually do this?
Nah, it was like COVID time, and like I was bored, so I just like went to go work out every day, and people was just like on the game and eating.
Right.
So like I was in shape, and then when we came back, like I was just like way better.
And you had that in yourself to actually put that work in. You weren't bored by it.
Nah.
Yeah, because you realize for like a high school kid, like a 14-year-old kid, that's extraordinarily rare to want to like go out and put that boring work in, like that like physical work in. That's tough to do. So that does make you like unique in that way. You realize that, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Well, I think we all flourished during COVID. You especially, Fred.
I ended up in rehab.
He had a
It was a whole thing. I had a horrible drinking problem.
So AJ developed into what he is today, this burgeoning basketball superstar, and you had to go to the funny farm.
There's no middle ground. You either go one direction or another.
Yeah.
Wow.
AJ, if you never found weight, you could have been like me and been a complete mess. All right, so when do people start paying attention to you? Like it gets out. Like I am interested in the point. So you've developed your body. You start realizing you're better kids. What starts happening at that point for either of you? Like when do AAU coaches start calling in? When do people start texting and saying, like, is AJ interested in playing for this team in this tournament? When does that all start?
After COVID, when he came out of COVID, he grew 5 inches.
Okay.
One summer, and the following summer grew another 3 inches, I believe. So his game changed. I mean, he was above everybody else.
And that's hard to put weight on when you're growing like that, too. So are you actively trying to keep weight on and get stronger during all that when you're growing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you at St. Sebastian's during COVID during that time?
After.
Afterward. Okay.
Yes.
Because people aren't coming out of the woodwork, but I know a teacher at St. Sebastian's. I don't know if you ever had him, Mr. Tremblay. He's a math teacher there, but he's
just showing off,
there,
AJ. He's
Yeah,
trying to create a connection with you through these deep roots.
Dan Roach is now texting me. He's like, Ace is a good man. AJ is great. It's like, so now this is the point now where everyone is going to start claiming some kind of connection. You know, to say
We
like,
do
And this
know
is
Dan
your way
Roach.
of doing it?
what's
I
that?
know Dan Roach.
Yeah, you know Dan
Well,
Roach. yeah.
everyone knows Dan.
Dan
Dan's
Roach
good.
comes to my kid. My kid goes to the
Dan's
Lawrence
a good
Academy.
man.
Dan comes to my kids' games too. Don't feel special. He'll do it for anyone. He sells himself out. All right. So you go to St. Sebastian's. Do they come to you? Does St. Sebastian's see you play and they come to you and they're like, we'd like AJ to come to school here?
Actually, no, we went to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My wife was about academics,
Okay.
and San Sebastian's like the Harvard of high school.
Right.
And
Yeah, those ISL teams, athletically and academically, are great. They're great. My son goes to one of them too, so I can speak on that. And so, you go to St. Sebastian's, and what is that transfer like for you? Is that difficult socially? The reason my son did the same thing, sophomore year, he went to Lawrence Academy. He had been going to public school. That it's an interesting transfer. When you went to St. Sebastian, what was that like for you?
No, I was straight. I mean, I've been in private school since 6th grade.
Okay. And so, was there, when did scouts start coming out to watch you?
8th grade.
8th grade. Okay. And when did the coach, I keep saying, I'm trying to create some kind of rapport.
I got it.
So I went to school with Chris Webber. He was 2 years older than me. And when he was in high school, junior and senior year, like Krzyzewski and Izzo or it might have not even been Izzo at the time, but Krzyzewski would be there. Bobby Knight was there. There were like these. When did the real head coaches start coming?
8th grade.
8th grade.
8th grade. So you would have D1 head coaches coming to games in 8th grade. All right. So you're still a kid. You see these guys. And it's enough to just like be playing and like wanting to win the game. But now you see these guys. How long did it take you to get used to performing in front of these coaches?
Like a game.
Really? It was that easy for you? You can take it out of your head. You can get it out of your head.
Yeah, like I was like nervous at first, like during warm-ups. I'd be like, bro, that's like John Shire, or that's like whoever it was. And like when you get in the game, like you kind of just gotta like play the game.
Yeah. And so I'm not going to ask you to name names, but were there coaches that you liked better than others? Like, were there some coaches? I don't need the conference, the division level, anything. Were there coaches that you talked to where you were like, wow, I really like this guy, and some coaches that you talked to and you're like, eh? Or was it all kind of the same?
He didn't talk to any coaches.
You know what I'm saying? I understand. Like, the coaches aren't allowed to talk to you, until August of
Even
your
when they
junior-
were allowed. He
Okay.
didn't talk to
You
coaches.
did not talk to coaches, so you blocked that. You would not. Look at you. That's very smart. So how did you handle that then, Ace? How did you handle the being the
Were they
the
coaches that
go-between?
you liked better?
Now feel free to speak up.
Oh, of course. He got 34 offers.
Mm-hmm.
34?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, 34 offers. I told him, you only go to one school. You don't need to talk to 34 coaches.
Right.
Focus on basketball and school. I handle them.
Okay.
I told every single one of them, you want to talk to them, come through me.
Right.
Offer, and that's it.
Yeah.
No communication, no nothing. When you now the league's down to about 6 or 7, then you can talk to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the numbers. As long as you don't share his number to agent or manager, anybody else, do not share his number. Otherwise, I'll cut you off. And once he makes his decision, don't blame me.
Okay. And AJ was in a unique position because you could have gone wherever you wanted to go. And so it was up to you to narrow those choices down. Now, how much of that was NIL and how much of that was the coach and how much of that was the program? What were the factors going into where you guys, AJ was ultimately your decision, but what you guys decided to do?
My wife and I decided, excuse me, not to tell him the money part. We didn't want money to be, the decision for him,
Right.
the factor. So he picked his schools, and he decided where to go. So after he made a decision, we told him, this is the minimum wage they gave you.
Okay.
So what did you base your decision on then? What was
Like a non-sugarcoating coach, just a winning program and like a family atmosphere in the school.
All right. And you chose BYU.
Yeah.
And that's unique in that it's Utah. And but you decided that it was the coach, or you really like the coach?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about him did you like?
I mean, he came from the NBA. Like 2 seasons ago, he was coaching the Phoenix Suns. So he used to coach like Kevin Durant and Chris Paul and Devin Booker and all them. And he brought like his dietitian, who's from the Suns, analytics from the Suns, and like he brought a strength coach from the Bucks. So he brought like an all NBA staff.
Wait, so you think you're going to play in the NBA? No, I'm just kidding. All right, so you saw that. All right.
Wow.
That's it. Wow, that you have actually made a good business
My
decision.
God.
All right, so like in the summers, are you in the summers and stuff now playing against or playing like in gyms with NBA guys and stuff or ex-NBA guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a month ago, I was just with like Jonathan Kuminga.
What'd you just say? What'd you say?
Like a month ago, I was with like Jonathan Kuminga.
Okay, Jonathan Kuminga. All right. And what's it? They're men, you know.
I am too.
Very good. How old are you?
18.
All right, so you can vote and everything. All right, so
I hear that the
you know what I'm saying. There's like a 26-year-old guy, and then there's like an 18-year-old guy, but you can hang with them. You feel like you feel like when you're out there that.
I mean, I go to BYU with all the Mormons, and the oldest kid on my team's like 26.
Yeah, they have those. They go on missions, and that's right. And so they come back and they're
break. Yeah.
right. They're
So
bald with 8 kids. I understand what you're saying.
So is the speed of the game when you're playing against older players, is that the biggest factor? I hear that a lot in basketball and other sports, that the game is just quicker and it happens quicker, and guys just see things quicker as you go up to that level and you're playing with more skilled and accomplished players.
It's really not even that, because you really want to play faster. It's really just like the physicality part.
Physicality.
Right, because that's what I'm saying is that these are guys that have been working out and had all those things about them. But you make a great point because now because you reclassed to go up, like you Cooper flagged it, like you could have been next year's high school class, but you classed to 2025, and you make a good point is because, I mean, there are kids that are 20 years old playing high school basketball, and then you go to BYU where there are kids that went on missions and stuff like that, and they're legitimate like middle-aged men. These are guys with like AARP cards.
I'm
yes, go
I'm
ahead,
wondering
Jonathan.
if you talked to Cooper Flagg about his experience, because you're basically walking the same path he is, or did.
Yeah, like we talk here and there. I mean, there's kind of different paths. Cause this is my original grade. Like I was born in to be in class 2025, but he's like a month older than me. So like he was never class 2024. He just decided to reclass up a year because he was like the age of eligibility.
Okay. And there is like this great like generation of prep kids coming out of the Northeast or coming out of like New England. Is there a reason for that you guys think? Is there anything in particular? Has it always been like this? I'm unaware. Because you hear Worcester Academy, you hear about you hear about Cooper Flagg.
This is different. This is different.
There is this generation. Did you grow up playing with those kids? Do you think that helped at all? Like having that kind of talent around?
I think just New England as a whole was just always underrated, like with basketball players. And now it's just like we just got to showcase it.
Yeah, because if you look at the top prospects in these next couple of years, the very top heavy with kids from New England. It's interesting. Well, look, what a ride! And you knew 8th grade that this would be going on. Yep. And then they throw these curveballs with NIL and everything at you, and you got to navigate all of that.
In 8th grade, I mean, my goal as a dad was not NBA. I mean,
sure,
it's a lottery.
Right.
Yeah. Kids want to play in the NBA. There's only 450 players. My goal was get a free education.
Right.
I just wanted to go to school for free. I didn't have to pay for college. I didn't want to pay for college. He wanted to go to the league, but what he didn't realize, in order to get his goal,
right,
he had to get to my goal.
Right.
So as soon as he got that first offer from Boston College, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, and it's got to be because you go, there's $90,000 a year off my plate now. If I was going to send him to BC, was there anything in you just take it, dude? Just take the BC offer. Quick! just take it now. Like, take it. Put your name on the paper.
BC was the first, but I knew there was more coming.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, look, you two, congratulations. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry this is the first time in. If we had better people working for us, they would have grabbed you and put you in here before. Uh-huh. But you saw Nick. He's terrible. He doesn't even know when the mics are on. But look, so what is the plan now? When do you head off to Provo? Is Provo, right? Is when do you head out to Utah?
I mean, I've been there, but I go back on Monday.
Okay, you go back on Monday. Yeah. And is it like full on basketball right now over there?
Yeah, I already did my spring semester, so I got no class. I'm just playing.
Oh, wow. And what was that adjustment like going there spring semester?
That went to heart.
You handling things very well.
Wow.
I could see if I'm like someone in the league, like if I'm a GM talking to you, and here's why: A, that you took that COVID time to work on your body, which is very rare for kids, and B, the confidence that you have. It seems like you're extraordinarily confident. And that, Ace, does that come from you? Are you going to take credit for that?
Mom.
The confidence?
Mom.
Yeah, okay, the mom.
Yeah.
All
He's a
right.
smart man.
Yeah.
Them Jamaican girls, they don't.
They don't play. All right. Yeah, that's what you're saying. All right. Yeah. Your mother was the disciplinarian, AJ?
Nah, it was him.
Okay. Yeah. So he's just, it was him.
Yeah.
He was tough on you.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't ask him about the World Cup. You just got a gold medal.
Oh.
19U.
Okay. All right.
Congratulations.
How the hell would I know? All right. So it's okay. So there was you got a gold medal.
Yeah.
All right. In the worlds.
Yeah.
All right.
FIBA under 19.
All right. What do I know? The FIBA under 19. I'm supposed to know that. All right. So what was that like?
Sports Nation, you should be covering sports.
Okay, that's true. But these are minor athletic events.
We did a big thing on Ultimate Frisbee earlier in the week.
I mean,
Maybe you didn't hear that.
yeah. I mean, you don't listen to the show, man. we got bigger fish
You know,
to fry.
if the basketball thing doesn't work out, you'd make a great receiver in Ultimate with the height and the speed and your willingness to work on the game.
He doesn't even know about what that is.
Nah, I know about it, but I mean, I'll stick to the gold medals.
Okay, so
All right.
you got to go. Who else was on that team? On the under 19 team.
There was 12 of us. Me, Koa Pete, Michael Brown, Tyron Stokes, Brandon McCoy, Caleb Holt, Daniel Jacobson, Perez Johnson, Nick Kamenia, JJ Mandaquit.
All right, when you look at these kids and where they're going to school, besides BYU, who else to keep an eye on in terms of schools with like for amateurs like us who didn't know about the under 19 championship?
Well, the only one we're really pretty worried about is Koa because he goes to Arizona in our conference.
Yep.
Everybody else is not in our conference.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Well, the tournament, you know.
Yeah, the tournament, you never know.
Yeah, you never know in the tournament. All right, well, listen, it's a great story. You worked hard, and congratulations. I mean, you hear about a lot of kids with all the ability in the world, and it falls off at some point.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, and Ace. Congratulations on the way you handled this whole situation.
Thank you.
And you make the area proud. How many high school kids have we had on the air? Not many. Unless Hardy drags them on and some ultimate kid. All right, well,
So
look.
are you going to be keeping up? Or it's just like a one-time thing?
I would love to establish a relationship with you guys. Are you kidding me?
In. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you have I'll give you my home number. I'll give you my cell phone, anything you need. Anytime you want to come on the show, you're welcome on the show. From here until eternity, no matter what happens, no matter what goes on, you're allowed on the show.
Why don't you start following him on Instagram, YouTube,
Done.
X, TikTok.
Okay.
Done.
All right. We'll follow each other. We'll do it that way. AJ. And
Start with the Instagram right now.
And we'll collaborate on posts, okay? We'll get some brand deals going. Your dad will handle it. You and your dad will handle it. We'll get some I'm 50, so we'll be right the same thing.
567,000 followers. Now it's about to be 567,001.
I have
Boom.
25,000 followers. Don't worry about it. We're playing in the same sandbox. Don't worry about it. I have more erectile dysfunction people coming to me asking for me to prompt their products. All right, AJ and Ace, thank you so much. I honestly, seriously, anytime, I know this is still home base, wherever you are, look, people are very proud that you're from here. It's great that you guys are doing this. And please, we would love to establish a relationship with you guys and have you back whenever possible. So thank you.